What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shabazz. Nacho is on his way, ladies and gentlemen. He is on the way. I'm just stalling y'all till he pulls up. But what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shabazz. Welcome to the show. Week 12. Bye-maggedon part 1. We got a lot. As the title says, if you're watching this on YouTube, Harbaugh Bowl. A lot of upset potential because the spreads aren't that high in some of these games, but like there's some eye-popping things that for example, Chiefs play the Panthers. If the Panthers somehow win against the Chiefs, Monday is gonna go crazy. Top of my head, Texans, if they lose to the Titans, like it's crazy. It's pandemonium.
Shit.
Oh, that was here. Oh.
Bro, so peek behind the curtain, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, welcome. Shabazz don't listen to me. Shabazz don't. I have the same routine for the last like 7 weeks. I go to trivia with the gang. I tell Shabazz I'm gonna be a little late, but I'm here. But I'm here. But he calls me at 8:29, like, yo, where you at? Like I'm not we don't have the same routine built in by now. It's given you don't care about me.
Oh my.
Nah, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? What's good? What's good? It's gonna be back. It's gonna be back. Sorry I didn't cut you off, but it's week 12.
Indeed.
Week 12, Bye-maggedon, number 1. The first bye week that has like 6 teams on bye. So if you have fantasy matchups, if you're in fantasy lineups, hey, you got the. I want to make sure I have the right teams on bye. I think it's Bills, Saints, Falcons. Hold on. Bills, Saints, Falcons, Jets, Jaguars, and Bengals. So Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Taysom Hill if you have Taysom Hill, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Josh Allen. Like those, you gotta look at the waiver wire and clutch up because 6 teams went by this week. The next week is Thanksgiving, and the week after that, week 14, that's Bye-maggedon part 2. But that's week 14 and 13. We in week 12, baby. Harbaugh Bowl, a lot of upset potential. Potentially, we'll see. We'll talk about all the games coming up. Not as many games, so it's gonna should be a quicker show. But you know how we like to yap sometimes. A 50-minute show might turn to an hour and a half because we just gotta talk our shit. So sit back, relax, grab your bag of chips. I got mine right here. Got my little flaming hot crunchies. Shout out to those. Flaming hot, I know, right? It wasn't mine. It was a kid had it and they gave it to me, so don't worry about it.
Flaming hot, crazy.
Word, yo. Hey, is that the purple bag Doritos you guys on?
Come on now.
Oh, purple bag. Oh, they're gonna make me act up. So they're gonna make me act up. No, drop a like, subscribe if you have a snack. Get your ginger ale for your stomach if you need it. It's cuffing season. It's cold outside. We just 2 chill guys from Brooklyn. Like, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Let's begin.
Word.
Thursday night football. Steelers going to Cleveland, take on the Browns. Browns only underdogs by 3.5. That surprises me. As well-oiled machine as the Steelers have been, 8-2, threatened to be the 1 seed, and you think that you think that they'd be favored by 5, by 6, get that Baltimore Ravens treatment, but the books, the Vegas knows. Real ball knowers know that AFC North matchups, you throw records out the way, and it's all about pride. No matter how good a team is or how bad a team is, you especially know it, Shabazz. Like, hey, no matter what, you know these games are going to be close, 1 possession games type stuff. Hell, even the Browns, when Jameis Winston came in against Bengals, 1 possession game, right? So all these are going to be 1 possession games. Upset alert. I'm going with Cleveland to cover 3.5. Hell, I might even sprinkle in the straight up money line to straight up win. I think that it's wild, but Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches, but then also one of the worst coaches. What do I mean by that? He coaches to the level of competition so much in his career where it's like a team that he's expected to destroy upsets him. Hell, last season, they lost to the bum-ass Patriots. Thursday night football. 2 years ago, they lost to the Cardinals Thursday night football. Why? Just because, right? It's like it happens. They always have a terrible loss, and because of that, I think an AFC North matchup, a team you just played Baltimore, you like that. Those matchups always give you like that fatigue. It's like, damn, you just went through a war, and then you gotta go face another team in the AFC North. I think Cleveland might just. I think Jameis Winston might just do something. He might do something stupid. He had almost 400 yards last week with two touchdowns, no picks. So the only reason why they lost the game against the Saints was because they couldn't stop Taysom Hill the run game, which Steelers have an okayish run game, and they missed like 3 field goals. So like they were moving the ball effectively ish down the field. Now I'm not saying the Saints have a steel curtain level defense. The Steelers defense is fantastic. TJ Watt's gonna wreck the game and make a game making play. I just think that at the end of the day, if it's going to come to Russell Wilson making a clutch play, and I think he's going to fumble the bag somehow. I don't know how. I'm also my streak of like the last like 5 Thursday night football games. I've called like exact outcomes type shit. So I don't know. I'm feeling lucky.
I like that. I like that. I like
I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling confident. I think the Browns can go a hold down the turf and make it happen and escape with the win. But I'm betting 3.5.
I am with you. So we're in this part of the season where if you're I guess a current viewer from last season, the agenda.
The agenda.
I have literally 2 ideas from now to the end of the season. The agenda pick and then what I actually think is gonna happen. Obviously, we need the Steelers to start losing games. So the agenda would be for the Browns to win. My prediction is also for the Browns to win because naturally being he from like 7:30 to around 2 o'clock, he be locked in teaching the youth, right? The next generation, right? I'll be into the Twitter space, into the not undercover, but the low key YouTuber vibe space, right? While I'm at work, I should be working.
That's in the hand of there.
But that's in the hand of it. There's a lot of chatter around Myles Garrett versus TJ Watt. With the defensive player of the year that Myles Garrett won and that TJ Watt was crying like a bitch about. Now, that's going to be the point of emphasis. Who can wreck the game better? Russell Wilson, to his credit, is 4-0 as a starter for the Steelers. We'll give him credit. But in every game, he's been worse and worse and worse. He came out the scene and went crazy against the Jets, then sucked against the Giants and should have lost to the Giants, but the defense bailed him out. And who did they play after that, Nacho? Do you remember?
Who, the Steelers?
Mm-hmm.
After the Giants game, they played.
Did he have their bye week?
Commanders.
He played decent, but I think that was more of a Commanders losing it than the Steelers winning it. And then the Ravens, he was trash. So the fatigue factor that you mentioned, short week on the road. This is do or die for Cleveland. They're actually kicking. They win, great. Fuck the Steelers. If they lose, they can get the number 1 pick in the draft. Like they're in that contention still. I do think Nick Chubb, Njoku, Myles Garrett, the leaders of the team, and the Browns defense is not that bad. Like honestly, the only piece that I'm concerned with is George Pickens. Like Najee Harris is having a not a career year, but he's having a good contract year. I'm not too concerned about that. And there's at least a couple of losses a year from the Steelers that make you question, like, damn, what the hell's happening? You mentioned 2 of them. One happened a year ago on Thursday night. This is a year ago on a Thursday night. We're going to see. But I think the Browns actually have a great chance to win this game. All right. Now, the agenda wants the Panthers to win, right? Obviously, because you want the Chiefs to lose and all that. But let's be for real. Like, Mahomes, I don't think he's lost back-to-back. Or if he did, it wouldn't be against the Panthers. So this is one of my survivor picks, as y'all can see, or y'all can think of, as y'all can imagine. I think it won't be a blowout. I think 10.5 is a lot. I don't think, and not to say they're not capable, but I don't think that like the Lions putting 52 on the Jags and the Titans respectively. I don't think the Chiefs can do that. Not this iteration of the Chiefs. Old iteration with Tyreek in them, yes, absolutely. But right now, I just don't see that happening. I do see them having like maybe 24 or 27 and the Panthers maybe like 10 or 13, maybe 17, or they try to do a backdoor cover and they just lose. Or a straight up upset. It's either one of those. A close win or an upset. And I do think the Chiefs actually play well this game. I just think that Carolina just try because they're at home and they want to fight as hard as they can throughout the whole game and maybe do a backdoor cover. So give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Oh man. Look, the agenda. I love the fact that you have the agenda. It came out. It took 12 weeks, but the agenda is here. You know, the agenda's here. Here's my thought process. Panthers off a bye, right? This is the first time they've won 2 games in a row since 2022. Right. So now they're looking for 3 straight, which I don't even know. They're going to have a stat that shows it's like the first time they've won 3 straight games since whatever, probably 2019 or 2015, the MVP year for Cam. I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. My point is, do I want to put the money? And when I make a big parlay type beat, I'm not putting the Chiefs minus 10.5. They just don't cover big spreads.
They don't.
They just don't cover big spreads. And one piece of concern that I have for Kansas City is that teams can, if they want to run the ball, they can run the ball on Kansas City. Josh Allen, yes, Buffalo, fair. But Josh Allen ran effectively with his legs, and so did James Cook, 2 of them things. Chuba Hubbard is no slouch. When it comes to the Panthers and teams like, hey, you watch your division and like, oh, that guy is going to be a matchup nightmare type shit. Chuba Hubbard is him. He's a great running back. And he just got paid 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago before the Giants game. And slowly but surely is getting more and more carries and more spotlight. I think the Chiefs realize, okay, they don't have any weapons and they're probably just going to try to stop the run. Chiefs are going to win this game. But don't be surprised if going into the third quarter, it's like 17-10 or 17-7, and that cover range is still in there. It's still in there. So don't be surprised if the Panthers end up covering. I agree. This should be a survivor pick. You try not to pick a team on the road, but it is Carolina. Like there's 2 viable options for survivors here. There's Tampa Bay and it's the Chiefs. They both play bad on the roads, but we'll talk about them in a later. But hey, Chiefs should win. They should win. Mm-hmm. And for survivor purposes, I hope they do. And also for my bet with Moosey, because he made it's not a confirmed side bet, but he also was talking shit that the Panthers have a better record than we would. I'm like, whoa, like let's set it out. So keep losing, word. So fuck them, word. Next, we got the Vikings taking on Chicago Bears, who should be 6-4. Obviously, woulda, coulda, shouldas. If an if was a split, we always smack, if the Hail Mary doesn't connect, if they don't block a field goal. Right. Yes. You hate to have it twice in a season in a span of a month, but it happens. And how do you respond? Minnesota's offense hasn't looked dominant since, let's keep it a stack. I don't even know what game. Let me look up the schedule really quickly to prove my point. Because
the Rams game, maybe?
Since the Rams? Yeah, about since the Rams game. But, they scored 20 points that game. But I'd say ever since the Lions game on October 20th, they've scored 20 points against the Rams, 21 against the Colts, 7 against the Jags, 23 against the Titans. They haven't been as much dominant as they used to. Is that part of the reason Sam Darnold, people figured him out? They starting to key on the run game because what a quarterback's best friend is a great running game. Aaron Jones hasn't had a breakout performance. Bears defense stifles the run a little bit. I just think that this might be the like calls for an upset. I'm pick on Chicago. I think Chicago full out wins this game. And do I have utmost faith in Chicago? Nope. Do I think that if they lose this, all hope in Chicago is lost? Absolutely. But they're still in the thick of things in the NFC wild card. They win this game, they're about to be 5-6. So at the end of the day, the Vikings haven't done anything to warrant my support in the last month. Barely beating Jacksonville. Barely, yes, you win by 10 points against Titans, but it was a snooze fest of a game. And I talked about it yesterday. Yes, you'd want to win those snooze fests, but when it's a bad team, you gotta punch them in the mouth and keep them like arms length, like a football field way of length. Don't keep the game close because that's how upsets happen. So they could have outright lost to Jacksonville a couple weeks ago, and since then I'm still, ooh, I'm not saying pumpkin mode, but I'm saying ooh, faulty vibes. So I'm gonna go with Chicago. I'm gonna go with Chicago.
My agenda is the Vikings because right now it's for Caleb. My prediction is the Vikings. I just think like Caleb Williams has not thrown a touchdown pass in a month.
True.
Brian Flores is gonna overwhelm that young man. And I just until I see it, I'm fading him all the time. Like until I see it. Like they need the offensive line help. They need that. Like, dude, it's bad. Now, can they run the ball on the Vikings? Absolutely, they definitely can. Um, Keenan Allen, has he had a big game yet? No.
Against the Jags in London, he had 2 touchdowns.
That's in London. That don't really count. And it was against Jacksonville. That shit definitely don't count. I don't see. I mean, there's obviously ways to win. You know, if you can commit turnovers like Sam Darnold has been doing, you can keep the minute and keep it close, and maybe you don't get your field goal blocked. I don't know. I'm not seeing it, but if it does happen, it's fine. You know, it's fine. But give me the Vikings to win this game. All right, Titans and Texans. This is also one of my survivor picks, option wise. I know the Texans play the Jags next week, but it's at Jacksonville, and weird shit happens in Jacksonville. So I'm kind of weary because I'm really between the Texans this week or the Chiefs this week, and then if not the other one, because the Chiefs play the Raiders next week on Black Friday. It's like, all right, Chiefs at home against the Raiders, you should win that. You know what I'm saying? But I think the Texans, they really need, they didn't even have to try too much against the Cowboys on Monday night. Why do you why do you look exactly the same? Well, we twins, my boy. We twins. We twin brothers. So I'm freaking crying. That's funny. But back to this game though, I just think that, man, I need to see something from CJ. Like it's a must win too for sure, because you fuck around and if Colts maybe upset the Lions. I don't know, but the Colts can win some games and keep it close. Then you panicking a little bit. You got somebody in the back of your head like, oh shit. So, but this is a must. I think they win. This is a must play well. The defense is doing their job. The offense, now I would attribute it to Nico's first game back in like a month and a half. That could be a factor, but it's also when he was in, he was doing his thing. But they just couldn't get the ball in the end zone through the air. They had to get it to the ground. Now they're like, hey, a win's a win. You don't give a fuck. Just win, baby. True. But they have real opportunities to like widen the gap in the AFC South, and they can't afford to be lax. So I do think they have a sense of urgency. And Will Levis is Will Levis. Like it's
Damn,
favorite Levis.
it took you a while. It took you a while to say it, man. It took
Will Levis until it's backwards, man. Like
me Will Levis until it's backwards. I can't think to put U.S. currency on Will Levis, even if it's 7.5. I'm gonna pick the Texans to win outright. I'll probably lay the 7.5. I do trust the offense for the Texans. Yes, CJ has to lock in. He has to stop throwing interceptions. Like he keeps throwing picks in bad situations. Like that's you played the Cowboys on Monday night, so it wasn't really a contest. But why are you throwing bad interceptions in back-to-back weeks? Could have beat Detroit, but no, you threw two interceptions that cost your team. Then you sleepwalk through the Cowboys. That's fine. It is what it is. But you can't keep sleepwalking through teams because eventually you're gonna get punched in the mouth. This is one of those games where it's an AFC divisional rival. They don't want to see you be great. So go out and pop out and show them word. Joe Mixon, expecting a big game from him again. He might be a wagon in terms of touchdowns because Kyron Williams is starting to sell me. So we'll talk about that later. But we don't do parlays because on FanDuel we don't get a chance to see touchdown score props because we don't know who's active and inactive. But if we do make a parlay, I love Joe Mixon to score anytime. I usually love Kyron Williams to score anytime, but the last couple weeks he's been selling me. But Texans should win. This should be a survivor pick, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still in survivor and you haven't picked the Texans yet, they should win. Be wary. It is a divisional rival. They don't want to see them be great. Another potential survival pick: Lions going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. I'll tell you what, Lions do what good teams do. They beat the dog shit out of bad teams. They beat good teams. They're 9-1 for a reason. So they beat good teams. But when it's a bad team, they put belt to ass. Where's my belt at? My belt's all the way over there. It's fine. They put belt to ass. Now, do you think this now when it comes to this line, do you think the Colts are a bad team or just a team? If you think they're a bad team, then you lay the line 7.5. If you think the Colts have a chance at an upset, just pick Colts money line. They could cover. Anthony Richardson had a fantastic game last week against the Jets. Jets defense is, you know, the Jets defense, and the Lions are a great team. And you kind of talked about yesterday that they are like you said they're showboating and that's going to come back to bite them in the ass potentially. I don't think it will. It could potentially, of course. But I think at some point, like you just gotta understand that the Lions are a team. I'm not saying of destiny, but I'm saying the Lions are a fantastic team. I will pick the Lions minus 7.5. Give me a track field with Jameer Gibbs and Jameson Williams. Yeah, I'm picking that. So I got the Lions minus 7.5. I would sprinkle in the over. The over is at 50.5. So yeah. I think the over cashes, and yeah. So Lions win over cash. We move on to the next game potentially.
The agenda is actually the upset for the Colts to win because
Really?
I I'm not gonna predict it. Obviously not. No, but do the Lions need a loss where they're like, whoa, let's humble ourselves here and recalibrate because I think they play the Bills after, or eventually they play the Bills and the Niners and the Packers again and the Vikings again. They need Dan Campbell's not gonna get them like gassed up, but the media is gassing them up crazy. Everyone was gassing them up crazy. And Nick Wright said it. I don't agree with it. He's like, you can't win a Super Bowl with a civilian quarterback. Hey, we did 12 years ago. Joe Flacco, civilian quarterback, won the Super Bowl. Like, is this all about getting hot at the right time? Nick Foles, civilian quarterback, won the chip. So it's like that statement is a fallacy. But Lions can put belt to ass. The avenue to beat the Lions, one, There's multiple avenues. You have to go point for point. You gotta go band for band. Two, time of possession really matters. Now they have capabilities of one play touchdowns because of Jameer Gibbs, Dave Montgomery, Jameson Williams, Amara. They have a plethora of offensive talent. Their defense is their weakness, though. Darius Smith does not cover up a lot of the holes that they have. Jacksonville just can't score. They can't score for shit. But if you run the ball with Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson, they can maybe do some things. And you have to get turnovers. The Colts, to their credit, are very opportunistic. They should have beaten Buffalo. And I think if Anthony Richardson was in that game, they beat Buffalo. So all I'm saying for Detroit fans, do not sleep against this Colts team. You treat them the same way you treat everyone else in the fucking AFC South, you should be fine. But there is room for an upset. That's all I'm gonna say. Patch at Dolphins, another potential survivor pick. Yo, this you got some big spreads. You got some I think the Drake May experience is what it is. I do think he has some highs, he has some lows. He's a rookie. And he didn't play the first 4 games. So it's he's a real rookie. I like what I see. They just need you can tell the talent's there. I think Miami's they're humming at the right time. Tua's coming back. He's throwing the ball to Tyreek, scoring touchdowns. Jonnu Smith throwing the ball like a movie to his oldest son. Like that, you don't plan for stuff like that. It just happens. And the vibes are great in Miami. And they know because of the position that Tua had, the concussion, they lost 4 straight. They know every game is a must win.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Chargers, Baltimore, Denver, those are the 3 playoff teams as of now. They have a chance. They definitely have a chance. And they're 4-6. So every game, they could win out. Maybe. Go 11-6. And if I know the Bills have Detroit and the Niners, maybe, just maybe, there is a chance, actually. There is a chance. I don't see it happening, but there's a chance. But give me the Dolphins to win this game.
The only reason why I shake my head no is because the Dolphins already lost to the Buffalo Bills.
Right. Yep.
If they hadn't played yet, and then this was the record, and they still had 2 games against the Bills still, then maybe they could steal the division. But because they already played the Bills twice and lost both of those, that's why I immediately shake my head no. This game is interesting, bro. This game is definitely interesting. For the vibes and what I'm watching on Sunday, I'm rooting for the Patriots. Now, would I bet that? No, I got the over, actually. I think both offenses are going to actually just put up points. And I don't trust Miami's defense. And Drake May is going to do some wild shit, and he's going to do some what the fuck shit. And I'm here for it. Again, if I had to pick a side, I'd probably lean the Miami Dolphins to win this game. As you mentioned, this is their season. They have to win out. They can lose potentially a game or 2, but they have to win out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, with that said, they probably win. But, man, chaos. We want chaos on this channel. If you're a new viewer, we want chaos, and we have an agenda. The agenda wants all teams to be in despair, and teams with playoff hopes to crash and burn and hate themselves for a week. That's the agenda. But objective, I want good football. And I think that this will be a surprisingly good matchup for years to come. Maybe not this season, but for years to come, I think Drake May is the guy. And I think that he might put on a showcase. I think this might be one of those games. This game and the Lions game, that's some teams always in the red zone. Because Christian Gonzalez, for some reason, didn't guard Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua. I don't know what that decision was, but if he's not guarding their top receivers, the Patriots have no defense. Mm-hmm. They have no secondary. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle is going to feast. If Christian Gonzalez is not, whoever he's not guarding, the other one's going to feast. And Jonnu Smith is a tight end option. It has been feasting lately as well. And then on the Patriots side, Drake May, he's making plumbers look like all pros. So I like this game. I like the over in this game. I think the Dolphins squeak it out. If I had to pick a side, I'd probably put Pat 7.5 as my option and betting wise. But Dolphins should win. They should win. That's all I can say on that. Next, Bucks off a bye. Pardon me. Bucks off a bye take on the Giants off a bye. Both teams coming off a bye. Danny Dimes got demoted to now Danny Pennies for Tommy Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets is back, baby. Tom DeVito. Where's the gabagoo? Where's the gabagoo? My agenda. So we talked about Shabazz's agenda with the AFC teams. He wants them to all crash and burn. Not literally, metaphorically crash and burn. Me, I want all NFC South teams to crash and burn. So fuck the Bucks. Give me the Giants outright. I'm betting it. I'm rooting for it. I think off a bye. I think Brian Daboll is gonna put on a coaching masterclass and show the front office and show the fans like, yo, I know what I'm doing, and I was limited because of Daniel Jones. I think I hope that's the case. Realistically, if I was trying to make money on this game, I'd probably bet the Bucks. Mike Evans is coming back. Baker Mayfield has been balling. They have lost games that they should have won, even without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Like talking about making plumbers into all pros. Has been balling this season without his top two guys. And they lost against Kansas City by an overtime. They lost against the Niners by 3. They should have been winning games without Mike Evans, but now he's coming back. I think the Giants secondary is suspect. Not even think they are suspect. But again, rooting interest, my agenda, Bucks have to start losing. I'm betting nothing in this game. I'm not betting anything about this game. I'm just rooting for the Giants to outright win.
So I took your agenda into consideration. I think we're a mutual agenda. So I put your agenda into consideration for my agenda because we like the Giants. But I do think my prediction is the Bucks. I think everything you said about the Giants and Daboll, and it'll be great. You know, I just think Baker off a bye week. I like that a lot. I like Mike Evans coming back healthy. I love that. And the vibes in New York are not great. Both sides of New York, fucking Giants and the Jets, the vibes aren't great. So I just think that I think at the end, maybe the 5.5 cashes, sure. But I do think at the end it's gonna be a Tampa Bay win. Cowboys, Commanders, let's not play ourselves. Commanders win. This is a must play well for Jaden. You have extra rest off of an embarrassing loss, to be honest with you. How do you bounce back? This is back-to-back weeks. You off a L. You know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows like you thought it was going to be. How do you adjust? The Cowboys cannot stop the run, and they cannot run the ball either. Cooper Rush is the starting quarterback, and the Commanders have an above-average or average defense, which can probably get an interception or a couple turnovers. Because, again, Cooper Rush is the fucking starting quarterback. What I want to see, a couple things. One, I want to see Jaden Daniels run the ball a little more. Once or twice, you know, just to get them scared of that, especially like the first couple drives in the first quarter, run a little bit. Even if it's like 5 yards. And then go out of bounds. So then it puts in their brain the threat, oh, he's back, he's healthy. Even if you're not, you got to fake it till you make it. Brian Robinson, I expect a big game from him. Terry McLaurin, I expect a huge bounce back game for you because you only have one catch. I'm pretty sure you're one of the most chillest guys in the locker room, a good guy on and off the field, but you're probably like, yo, Rook, give me the fucking ball, all right? Give me the rock. I'm having an all Pro Bowl year again. I need to continue this streak that I'm on of being productive. And I finally got a quarterback who's going to give me the rock. Give me the rock, all right? So I think they worked on that during that extra mini bye week that they had. And they're just going to run the ball, throw the ball, and just put up points. Like not the Commanders that we've seen against Dallas, against the Panthers, against the Bengals, Loki against the Ravens. Like, hey, 20 plus, get back to the 20 plus club. And I think you guys will. And I think it might be over at half or maybe like beginning of the third. And if y'all blowing them out, pull them. And it's okay. And that's okay. So give me the Commanders for the agenda because fuck Dallas and for them to win.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's Cooper Rush. Yeah, you're absolutely right though that it is a get right spot for Jaden Daniels. He has to lock in. Like he has to. Sorry, I text somebody real quick. But yeah, he has to lock in. He has to be better. He has to look better, look more healthy. He had an extended rest. He had 10 days off. So hopefully that rib got even healthier. And yes, Michael Parsons is going to be running around chasing him. That's true. But at the end of the day, I think that he'll be fine. I think that offense, the Eagles' defense is legit. And the Cowboys, what can the Cowboys not do? Stop the run.
Yep.
So I think even if Jaden Daniels doesn't have a big game, I think Brian Robinson. Sorry. I think Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler, and hell, even Jaden Daniels' legs propelled them to victory. 10.5 is a lot, but I just don't see Dallas scoring. I just don't see them scoring. Now to start the 4 o'clock slate, only 3 games. Again, the NFL got to change this. They really do. I hate my drives back home when it's only 3 games. It's just boring as fuck. Broncos. Anyway, Broncos take on the Raiders. Raiders are 6.5-point underdogs. Man, the Broncos are wagging right now. Broncos right now, if the season ended, would be the 7th seed. That's wild to me.
Off a rebuilding year, too.
Off a rebuilding year. Everyone's like, oh, they're clearing cap space. They got a rookie quarterback. They're not expected to win anything. And then, well, because they're still paying the Russell Wilson contract. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm going with the Broncos. Broncos can run the ball, throw the ball. Bo Nix is looking like the best rookie quarterback in the class. Yeah, I don't see how the Raiders can win. I don't trust Gardner Minshew. I don't trust Desmond Ridder. I don't trust as much as I love Antonio Pierce last season. He hasn't made any adjustments to his coaching style, his coaching philosophy. They already fired their offensive coordinator Luke Getsy. It's just the Raiders. They just want the season to end. They want the season to end, and until that happens, like they're just gonna the ride never ends. So I got the Broncos winning, and I let the Broncos cover 6.5. I think they beat the doors off the Raiders.
I agree, and in one of my survivor pools next week, it's a double pick week. They're going from week 13 on as double picks every single week. So you gotta play it real strategically. So with that knowledge, I'm keeping the tech in this was like my job one. There's only 4 of us left. I don't expect it to last that very long because everyone has already picked the high rolling teams already. So they're gonna be scrapping for parts while I'm being real strategic about it. I think that the Broncos, again, I agree with you 100%. Blow the doors off the Raiders. No question. This is actually, I locked it in as my survivor pick with the app that we have that there's out. I think it's going to be crazy. I think it's like I'm riding the Bo Nix train, man. I like him a lot, and I like his demeanor. And you could tell that Sean Payton's really like wrapping his arms around him and like cultivating him into the quarterback, the dream quarterback that he wants. He wanted Taysom Hill to be that, but didn't work out. Gadget guy, no shade at Taysom. But I think Bo Nix is gonna be the perfect vision or the perfect lump of clay in the Sean Payton art. And it's working. Defense playing well, offense playing well, special teams, all 3 phases is playing well. And you mentioned it, we both mentioned it in the beginning. This is a rebuilding year. they're in cap hell, or why they had to release so many players and trade them away. But after this season, no lie, because they still have to pay Ross. After like next season, boy, we mentioned it yesterday. They will be in serious contention in the AFC West if they can keep up this momentum. So give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos. Packers. Niners. 1.5. The agenda for me is the Packers to win because I don't trust the Niners. You know, they're injured. Super Bowl hangover. You know, it happens, you know. But something tells me that the 49ers are going to win this game. So give me the upset and give me the Niners. And here's why. Kyle Shanahan owns Matt LaFleur.
True.
McCaffrey had a good first game back, but he hadn't really had like McCaffrey moments yet. The Packers can't stop the run. Purdy, if you play a clean game, then and Kittle's coming back, which helps a lot.
He's coming back from this game, or
he's coming back from this game. He's coming back. He was on. I think he was out with a hamstring or whatever. He's coming back. He said he's playing on Sunday. So I have word is bond. He's playing. So you got the coaching advantage. You got, and then Jordan Love, man. J-Lo, as Chris Broussard wants to call him. This man just loves throwing interceptions or making dumb plays. And you can't afford, like, you could have won in the NFC divisional round last season. But what did you do? I think you threw like 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
That you literally could have won. Chance to win the game, he throws a pick to end the game. You need to get over that tendency. That Green Goblin, that's tickling in the back of your head, like, you got to dial it back. I'm not saying change who you are. I'm just saying have some restraint. Until he learns that, I can't take the Packers seriously as a contender. And if the Packers lose, they're okay because they play the Bears again. If the Niners lose, you're looking at very dangerous territory depending on the result of the next game we talk about. So they're still in it for division. I just think because again, I always mention they got the Lions on the docket, and I think they play the Bills Sunday night next week.
They do.
So truly a must-win situation right now, and I think they get it done.
I disagree. I think the vibes are bad in San Francisco right now.
Okay.
Like, this was a situation like, they should have beat Seattle last week. But what happened? Super Bowl again, they're not clicking on all cylinders. I get George Kittle's out and I get McCaffrey's trying to get back from, but like this was supposed to be Brock Purdy's I'm him, like I'm about to get paid and I'm gonna show the Niners that they deserve, like I deserve to get paid. He hasn't been any like remarkable at all this season. He hasn't done anything of note this season. And because of that, they haven't been winning games. In fact, they lose games. They have a good first half or first quarter, and then after that, they just shit the bed. Rams, they lost. Cardinals, they lost. For all intents and purposes, the Seattle Seahawks they should have won. So it's just they can't close. They can't close. And yes, the Packers. Oh yes, it was the Green Goblin mask or whatever. Like, hold on. The Green Goblin mask for Jordan Love, but they close. Your point though about Kyle Shanahan owning Matt LaFleur is 100% valid, and it's something I didn't think about. I will bet the over in this game whenever I can. But man, I'm gonna pick the Pack. I think when it matters most, it might be a Kansas City Buffalo type thing. Regular season, Packers would beat them, but in the playoffs, I think that they lose. So I'm gonna go. I just think that I don't know why. I just think the vibes right now, the vibes not vibing in San Francisco right now. And give me the Packers. Next game, which you talked about, you alluded to, Cardinals, NFC West leading Cardinals take on the Seattle Seahawks, who are tied for second. in the division with the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks. All are 5-5. I think the Cardinals off a bye. They gave Kyler Murray the time to play Black Ops and grind his procedures. I think he's gonna lock in. I think he's awesome. I He's not gonna win MVP because his stats don't like scream it out. But the Cardinals are a fantastic team. What I am worried about, well, I'm not really okay. This was when Cliff Kingsbury was on the Cardinals. They would start off super hot and then like fizzle out. That's
Mm-hmm.
also, that's what a lot of people are concerned about with Washington. They start off super hot and then they get figured out and then they just start losing games. I think that Kyler Murray turned over a new leaf, and he's like ultra locked in right now and showing the world, showing the league that I'm him. Like I was a Heisman Trophy winner. I know how to win games, and he's showing the world, he's showing the league that he can win games. Seattle inconsistent. They're inconsistent as fuck. Now again, I know that the Cardinals don't have a great defense, but Seattle, they hang around teams too. They beat teams that they shouldn't beat, and they lose to teams they shouldn't lose to, i.e., the Giants. I think the Cardinals win. This is a gut feeling. I got the Cardinals to win outright. I just want to know it's only 1.5, so it's not really they're favored. Then that should tell you all you need to know. They're favored even on the road in Seattle. So yeah, give me the Cardinals to win.
I agree. I'm going with the Cardinals as well. I think the vibes are high. The team is teaming. And if you're keeping it a buck about Seattle, they kind of lucked into a win last week. Um, I they don't know, and ironically, that's me saying it as a Ravens fan. They don't know what they want to be.
Mm.
Like you can say the same thing for Baltimore. That's 100% valid. But in terms of Seattle, we both clamor and not adore. Adore is strong. That's OD. But we are both fans of Kenneth Walker. We believe he is a beast, and they don't utilize him in the way that they should. And Geno Smith at one point was leading the league in passing, but like it wasn't leading into wins. Similar with Joe Burrow. Don't get me started on Joe Burrow. Like man had like 50 more pass attempts, and it was only ahead by like 3 before last week. But you know, I'll say that real quick. Quick job. This man, like Gino, is very inconsistent up and down, and can he take advantage of a above average Cardinals defense? Like they're kind of sliding under the radar. Like they're not the most attractive story. They're really not, which is why ESPN, FS1, they're not really talking about Arizona as a true contender.
Kevin Wild is though.
Kevin Wallace just talks about his Dolphins and his Cardinals and the Vikings at the time when they were hot. Like he does that, but the general media they don't. 6-3 right now. 6-4.
They're 6-4.
6-4, 7-4, and then depending on the same time Packers and Niners matchup, hey, an extra lead in the division depending on how this next game goes, which we'll talk about in like 10 seconds. But all in all, give me the Cardinals to win. I think they have a deeper lead in the NFC West. Sunday Night Football, Eagles at the Rams. Rams are underdogs 2.5. My agenda is for the Rams to win because Monday I want some, because like the vibes are high, the vibes are high in Philly. They've won like 5 straight games after their bye week. No, I like 6 straight games, whatever. Like they have not lost in almost 2 months, and the vibes are great, But the inevitability of Nick Sirianni doing some dumb shit, and Jalen Hurts having a stinker game. Like he's winning games, but he's not having like the best season. He's airing, like you saw. If you watched Thursday night, y'all knew what I'm talking about. And Saquon's bailing him out. The Rams, they need to win. I just don't think they do. So the agenda is for the Rams to win, but I do think that the Eagles actually go on the road and win a game. Because one, Rams have no home, like they don't have really a home field advantage. A lot of Philly fans will travel. That's something that you can definitely expect. And I just think, I think that they win. I think they win. And then it sets up a great December 1st matchup after Thanksgiving where you got them coming to Baltimore. So we'll see. We'll see. But I do think that I want the Rams to win. Honestly, I do. But they're playing offense and defense at a high level. We mentioned the young bull yesterday, Quinion Mitchell. He's gonna lock down one of Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua. And then Kyron Williams, where art thou? So if that's let that said, give me the Eagles to win, man.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet the agenda. I got the Rams winning, man. It's always fuck feeling on this side, man. It's always fuck feeling on this side. We also so I want so the Saints play the Rams next week.
Yep.
So I don't want them to lose a game and then have to have like that do or die. We have to win, or so the out like will be 3 games out of the division. So pure agenda purposes, I'm going to the Rams so that when they play the Saints next week, they can like, oh, we can lose a game and be fine type shit.
Mm. A little reverse psychology.
Oh, reverse psychology, right? Psychology, no, you know, if you know, you know. Monday Night Football, the Harbaugh Bowl, Ravens coming off of the Black Magic Steelers loss. We're just gonna call it that. Chargers didn't charge it themselves and held on to a win, a lead in LA. Monday Night Football can't get any better than this. No, I think this is a fantastic matchup. Probably the best game of the entire weekend. Um, I'm going to root for your Ravens, big dog. I'm rooting for your Ravens. I think Lamar prime time when the lights shine the brightest, he shows up and shows out. Um, I also believe that like as much as I love Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert, I don't think that this is going to be their biggest test. This will be their like, okay, are they actual for real or not? Ravens already had that. Yeah, they fought Kansas City tooth and nail, lost. That's fine. Fought Steelers tooth and nail, lost, and then they beat the doors off of Buffalo. So it's like this is the first real test for the Chargers. Let me actually confirm that. I don't think they have played. They played the Chiefs with half their team hurt.
Yep.
So like they haven't really played anybody. They played us, lost, they beat us, right? Titans took care of business. Browns, they lost to the Cardinals by 3, which doesn't feel like bad, and they lost to the Steelers. Other than that, they haven't played anybody. So this is their first real step up in competition. J.K. Dobbins' revenge game aside, I just think that Baltimore. Now this might be a situation where like in the first half it's real sluggish for Baltimore because you guys just played Pittsburgh. The same situation where I said starting with I think the Cleveland Browns can upset. It's because after the Ravens and Steelers play, it always takes like a half, hell, maybe even 3 quarters to finally like lock in because Steelers are Steelers and Ravens battles are legendary. So it's one of those things like you feel it the week after. I think the Chargers keep it close, but at the same time, I think that Lamar and Derrick Henry run the ball down the Chargers' throats, and the Ravens win. I see you wearing Lamar Jackson jersey. You don't have to inspire the defense. Your defense was inspired last week. No words had to be said for your defense. Field goals. You got to be inspired for Lamar, man.
So I want to highlight the defense. I do want to shout out the defense and shout out to Sarah Ellison. She does the vault. She basically is like the Baltimore sports talk. Like her and I think Bobby Trosen. They're the face of Baltimore sports talk, right? Along with the guy who does the podcast for Marlon Humphrey, Jack something. Here's something that she wrote.
Jack Solo.
No, that's from fucking Suits, my boy.
Oh shit, it is from Suits. I know that he's like he works with
Jack
BDG.
Bates
Like
settlement thing, whatever his name is.
yeah, okay, yeah, I got you, I got you.
So overshadowed, understandably, by what went wrong in Pittsburgh. The Ravens have been low key addressing their biggest issue: pass defense. Few in the national media have noted the changes. One, move Kyle Hamilton to deep safety instead of the nickel star position that he was in. Result: there are fewer communication breakdowns in the back end, and he was still frequently around the ball and playing lights out per usual because Kyle Hamilton's a dog. Replace Marcus Williams with Adarius Washington, the 5'8", our height, well, my height safety guy. Washington versus Baltimore's. Well, Washington was Baltimore's fourth highest graded defensive player. Now that PFF grades, not really into that mess, but hey, traded for Tre'Davious White while slowly starting taking more snaps from Brandon Stevens, who has been getting cooked this season. Last year, been elite. This year, he's been playing basura. Throughout the game, he ended up being Baltimore's second highest defensive player, with and also notched two massive pass breakups in the end zone. One to George Pickens on a deep ball, while they both was holding each other, which was a great play by Tre'Davious White. Healthy Marlon Humphrey having a resurgent year. I said it yesterday. He's playing like an all-pro. Following the youth, like he's year 8, he's playing like year 8. Like he's playing like he was young Marlo. Forced fumbles, interceptions, playing real complimentary football with the back end. Desmond King to the practice squad. The hope is for King to give depth, you know what I'm saying, at the nickel, which will help tremendously. It's not nowhere where we want it to be, but it is a start. Having said that, shout out to the defense. Offensively, this is where the matchup is. This is why I got the Lamar Jackson on. If I was going to talk to the defense, I would have put the Ray Lewis on. For this game, I got to talk to the offense. Because, for one, the Chargers have, or before they played the Bengals, I think they had like the number one scoring defense. We're allowing like 13 points a game. Obviously, it's inflated now because of the Bengals win. But the Bengals, if the Bengals could drop 27, the Ravens could definitely drop 27. Because we went band for band twice and beat them both. This, now, I don't like Nick Wright, but when he's right, he's right. Gotta give him credit. He said this is not really I feel like this is a must win for the Ravens, not really for Lamar. And now, what does Todd Monken and John Harbaugh want to do? Because we could easily wake up Tuesday and the sports talks is talking like a Jackson 5 again, perfect passer rating, and say, oh, like, yeah, Lamar's MVP. This is the Lamar we want to see. But when he does that and he wins, then it's like, oh, this is the standard. When he does that and they lose, then everyone's like, why didn't you run the ball with Derrick Henry? That you really said that yesterday. So this game needs a balance. 30 passes max, or 33. I think he had like 40% completion percentage. That's not Lamar Jackson at all. So let's get that up. Let's say 22 for 30 or 22 for 28, something, a couple touchdowns. The Chargers are bad in the back end. Besides Derwin James, they are bad in the back end. The linebackers are not, they're solid, but they're not Fred Warner, Roquan, and Anzalone. They're not named guys. And Khalil Mack might not play, which helps the left side, which we can run the ball. We can't really run it up the middle, but we can run it against the sides. I think we win. I know we win. I feel we win. If the defense can have another consistent performance like this is giving when we went to San Francisco on a Monday Christmas night and put belt to ass. It ain't Christmas, but damn it, we went to California. and we came out with a dub last year. Let's go to California and come out with a dub this year. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all it's gonna be. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, well, this has been week 12 predictions. Spaz, Baps. I don't have any parlays. I've been taking a sabbatical from making parlays. I don't have a parlay this week.
I don't have one either. The parlay I had last week would have cashed.
The Ravens held it down. Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, so fun times. I had a teaser parlay that almost cashed. I just again this. I woke this morning wondering why.
Wow.
Why you trying? Every time I try and do a parlay, I always want to let off.
Damn.
That's how I feel about parlays, man. But again, we do this for the love of the game. Thank you guys for supporting all we do. We'll try our best to make the show entertaining and enjoyable at the same time. Hopefully you learn something. Hopefully you're a Ravens fan. Hopefully you're a Saints supporter. Hopefully you follow the agenda. Oh, I found something new. So instead of using the playoff predictor thing that I was using before,
Mm.
ESPN has something too, where like you can like see the standings change immediately.
Put me on. Show the graph. What's up?
So I'm sharing it. So here is our matchups, right? So again,
Before?
so let me clear everything, right? So again, as the current playoff picture, if the season ended today, here's how it looked: Kansas City with the one, Detroit with the one, right? Ravens would go to Pittsburgh 6-3 matchup. Now let's follow the agenda. Like let's see if all the picks that we believe that we want to come true took place. So Cleveland would win, Giants would win, Panthers would win, Commanders, Dolphins, Texans, Lions. No, you have the Colts for your agenda
Yeah.
for some reason. Vikings, because you're Caleb Williams, hate Broncos, Niners, Cardinals. We want the Rams to win,
Two Rams, yeah.
right? So nothing changes much in the NFC. NFC pretty much stays the same. You had the Green Bay Packers and Washington Commanders. They switched places, but it's pretty much the same 7 teams. But the AFC massively changes. Buffalo takes the first seed because Kansas City would have lost two straight. Pittsburgh stays a 3 seed. Houston and Baltimore would take place in the AFC wild card, which would be absolutely insane.
Oh, I love
Denver faces a lot of this would just be rematches because Ravens play the Texans in like a couple of weeks.
Christmas.
Chargers and Steelers played week 4, and Denver and Kansas City are division rivals. So yeah, and then for the playoffs, at least for the Saints, hey, see the Saints are 4-7. Hey, hey man, say man, we 2 games out. We 2 games out. So, but now that's the agenda. That's the agenda. Let's see. Like now, let's make like my matchups. What I thought was gonna happen. So, Cleveland Giants. We think the Chiefs are gonna win. Commanders. I got the Patriots, Texans, Lions, Bears, Broncos, Packers, Cardinals, Rams, Ravens. So almost the same outcome. Nothing really changes in the NFC. These playoff teams are pretty much set, but the Chiefs would stay the 1 seed. Pittsburgh would still drop down to the 3 seed, and yeah. But if the Steelers happen to win, they would get the 2 seed because Buffalo's on a bye.
Mm-hmm.
So we will go through this. This is my favorite time of the year. We go through all the playoff predicting and playoff matchups and stuff like that. So that's what I love to do this time of season. But word, was there anything you want to check to see if what would happen?
Philly. I mean, nothing will happen, but I'm pretty sure Philly, and then if the line, yeah, Colts. That's pretty much it. In the Niners. Okay.
So nothing much changes. Teams stay the same 7.
Oh,
but
Viking gang. All right. Nothing changes, but you know what I mean. Nice.
yeah, because the Lions have the tiebreaker right now against Minnesota.
Yep.
They will both be 9-2, but they face each other in a couple weeks. So yeah, man. Again, we'll be doing this every week. towards the end. I found that I was like just looking up stuff yesterday because I was bored, and oh shit, I found it. So yeah, we do this every week at the end of the episode. We try to like, okay, what happens to the playoff picture if the agenda comes true, if the teams we actually think are gonna win, what makes it happen, non-biased and biased, of course, picks. Shabazz, how you feeling? Close us out, man. Close us out.
Feeling good, man. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something new. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes, we look alike because we're twin brothers. That's a funny ass comment. Uh, Drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Live your life in the 4 F's and the V, which is faith, food, family, football, and
vindication.
And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. We will recap week 12 and segue into week 13. Hopefully,
Thanksgiving
week, baby. Ooh, we got the turkey, we got the ham,
family, food, football.
You know what I'm saying? All that in there, Thanksgiving prayer, faith, family, food, football. Yeah. And then hopefully vindication. Hopefully get some vindication on Monday night when my Ravens win. So that leads into all of that good stuff. But drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend and tell a friend. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Hit you with the deuces.